Ecovacs Robotics is a major Chinese manufacturer of robotic vacuum cleaners and the main competitor of Xiaomi. The features of Ecovacs include high build quality even in budget models, modesty. The nominal suction power of Ecovacs robots is usually lower than competitors, but in fact the vacuum cleaner sucks as if it were twice as powerful. This is especially true for vacuum cleaners 900 and NT series. Ahead of innovation, the manufacturer isn't afraid of experiment and claims leadership in the industry. For example, Deebot T9 AV Plus is the first non-American vacuum cleaner with 2 rollers and the first vacuum cleaner in the world that blows dust off itself. Ecovacs robots are in demand all over the world, including Europe and the United States. In the following, I will describe each manufacturer's model and its application. But first, I will say a few words about what aspects to look for when choosing one. What is the OZMO system? Many models even have this feature in their name, e.g. Deebot OZMO 610 or Deebot OZMO T8. Originally, the OZMO system was just a regular water control using an electric pump, where the wetting intensity could be adjusted in the app. This is exactly the way the OZMO system is implemented in the Deebot OZMO 610. But the manufacturer progressively developed this system, OZMO Pro 2.0. A vibratory mop was connected to the pump tank. It makes 480 movements per minute scrubbing off the stuck dirt. Example of implementation Deebot OZMO T9 AV. OZMO Pro 3.0 is the same as OZMO Pro 2.0, only with a higher vibration frequency. The wipe makes 600 movements per minute. You can see how it looks like on the example of Deebot X1 Plus. OZMO Turbo. Instead of a vibrating mop, round mops are used. They rotate in opposite directions at a speed of 180 rpm and scrub difficult dirt. The robot periodically drives into the station and rinses them in a special tray. Water must be manually poured into the vacuum cleaner's tank. Example of implementation Deebot N9 Plus. OZMO Turbo 2.0. The same, but you don't need to fill the tank of the vacuum cleaner. Now the station does it yourself, and such a system is implemented in the flagship Deebot X1 Omni. Most Ecovacs robots are equipped with LiDAR. This is a reliable tool for making a highly accurate map. In addition, LiDAR readings are used to detect obstacles in its line of sight. The main disadvantage of this technology is that the rangefinder turret sticks out over the front panel and increases the height of the body. This limits the passage of the robot under the furniture. The height of vacuum cleaners Ecovacs varies from 93 to 103 mm. This factor should be considered when choosing. Deebot N9 Plus and 700 series models use an observation camera instead of LiDAR. It's less effective in the construction of the map, doesn't participate in the definition of obstacles, and limit the interactive possibilities of mapping. It's not desirable to use such robots in houses with a complex layout. The Deebot U2 and U2 Pro have neither LiDAR nor an overview camera. These robots are guided by gyroscope readings and don't even build a map. They can only be used most effectively when cleaning each room individually. It should be noted that starting with Deebot OZMO T8, the manufacturer equips the vacuum cleaners with an advanced navigation system based on DTOF sensor or an active camera. A DTOF sensor detects the presence of objects on the floor, helps to avoid socks, wires, and other small objects. The active camera not only detects the presence of an object, but also recognizes it, classifies it, and marks it with an icon on the map. The functionality of Ecovacs robots varies by device class. U-series models offer only power and wetting settings, programming by day of the week, and consumable status tracking. Vacuum cleaners with LiDAR usually have detailed room zoning, breakdown by room, target and restricted areas, including mop-free zones, as well as setting specific parameters for each room. The Deebot 930 is the first to feature carpet mapping, and this feature is common in later models. In the T and X series, vacuum cleaners appear with additional features such as the choice of path of movement, normal and tight zigzags, display of furniture on the 3D map, setting the frequency of rinsing wipes, intercom and home security. Most Ecovacs vacuums recognize carpets and automatically increase suction power to help conserve battery power. On the current models of the manufacturers, battery capacity varies from 3000 to 5200 mm. amperes, and always corresponds to the power consumption of the vacuum cleaner. Motor power, the presence of a vibrating mop, camera, etc. Therefore, the autonomy when choosing a robot Ecovacs I would not consider. It's better to be guided by navigation. Robots with a gyroscope are suitable for small houses, with a camera for medium-sized houses, with LiDAR for large houses. Current Ecovacs vacuum cleaners only support control via a mobile app, which requires a 2.4 kHz Wi-Fi network to install. If your current router gives out 5 kHz, the frequency will have to be lowered, otherwise the vacuum cleaner won't work. And so be mentally prepared for that. Now let's look briefly at the Ecovacs lineup and start with the old models of the N series. There are simple, outdated robots, many of which have already been taken off the market. The main advantage of these vacuum cleaners is the low price tag, under $200. Deebot N78, a classic robot vacuum cleaner without a gyroscope, processes the room with the chaotic passages, so you have to run each room in turn. Not suitable for carpets, because there's no turbo brush, but can effectively collect hair from a smooth floor. Comes complete with a mop, which should be wet under the faucet. To control it, there's a remote control. Deebot N79 is an improved version of N78. It was decided to refuse wet mopping because of its uselessness. However, they have armed the robot with a turbo brush so it can clean the carpet. Of course, we're talking only about surface cleaning because the suction force doesn't exceed 1000 pascals. On the carpet, Deebot N79 combed out the hair and collects crumbs. For ease of control, they added a Wi-Fi model and developed an app, but the functionality is the same as the remote control. Deebot N79S. The manufacturer continued to improve the robot. There's a second power mode, Max, which is better suited for carpets, although the suction power itself is still low, 1000 pascals. Amazon Alexa and Google Home voice assistants were added to the app. With their help, you can start, pause and return the vacuum cleaner to the base, although it's much easier to do it without a button on the body. Deebot N79 SE is a complete copy of the N79S. The only difference is that the Deebot N79 SE was available at Best Buy, not Amazon. Deebot N79W. The W in this course stands for white. Basically, the Deebot N79W is the same as the N79S or N79SE, only in a white case. The Deebot N79W Plus differs from the basic version with an extended warranty of 2 years. The Ecovacs 500 series is relatively short. It includes only 3 models. Deebot 500 is a robot with a chaotic navigation and turbo brush, designed for smooth floors and thin carpets. It differs from the N-series models only in a more modern design, with the symmetrical button arrangement characteristics of Ecovacs. Deebot 500 comes in black, Deebot 505 in white, and Deebot 502 in gray. The 6 series is more current. These robots have a more attractive design, slightly better build and navigation, and the 610 has advanced wet cleaning functionality. The price tag ranged from $120 to $220. The Deebot 600 uses the same cleaning system as previous robots. It sweeps up grit under the bottom and picks up hair with a turbo brush. The suction power has been reduced to 800 pascals, and the manufacturer states on its website that the Deebot 600 is for hard floors only. An important improvement has to do with navigation. Zigzags have been added to the list of mods. Now the vacuum cleaner moves systematically and leaves fewer areas not cleaned. The basic package only includes a dust canister, but if you're interested in wet cleaning, a container with a tank and a mop can be purchased separately. The Deebot 601 is the same model, only in black. The Deebot 605 is slightly more expensive because it comes with an extra tank model. You have to put it in place of the dust collector if you need to clean your floors. Water comes by gravity, so the tank must be removed in time. Otherwise, a puddle will form under it. The color of plastic is white. Deebot 661 is a full copy of Deebot 605, only in black. Deebot OZMO 610 is a brand new model with the proprietary OZMO system. The tank has a built-in pump that controls the flow of water and prevents leaks when idle. The level of wetting can be adjusted in 1 or 3 positions through the mobile app. There are still 2 power modes, normal and maximum. If you need to clean the carpets, you can install a bristle turbo brush in the working unit, and on a smooth floor it's better to use a direct suction unit. In this case, you will not have to worry about maintenance. minutes. The volume of the dust canister increased from 280 to 520 milliliters, but it was decided to refuse from the voice assistant for some reason. In the 700 series, the manufacturer has fundamentally improved the navigation and expanded the functionality of the application. Now you can follow the movement of the robot in real time. The Deebot 710 is equipped with an overview camera. It reads the outlines of cellings and helps build a map. The accuracy of the map is low. You can't interact with it, but the robot is much better oriented on the ground and tries to clean the entire area of the apartment. The suction power has increased to 1300 pascals. Deebot 710 cleans carpets better and picks up heavy debris such as grids and seats. Threshold penetration compared to the previous series has also increased from 14 to 18 mm. In order to reduce the cost, the manufacturer abandoned wet cleaning. In normal mode, the vacuum cleaner works for 110 minutes. The color of the body is white. Deebot 711, the same as 710, only black. Deebot 711S, the same as the 711, but with improved performance. The 2600 mAh battery. Deebot U2 and U2 Pro robots can be distinguished in a separate series. Deebot U2 is an actual budget vacuum cleaner with a gyroscope. Cleans the room in a snake, but the map doesn't build. In the app, you can set the voice assistant, adjust the suction power and intensity of wetting, because the tank with the system OZMO. The main working tool is the paddle bristle brush. The Deebot U2 can be picked up for $150 on Amazon. The Deebot U2 Pro differs from the regular U2 with a more productive 3200 mAh battery, an extra silicone roller for smooth floors, and an extra 800 ml container. The next big robot series is the Deebot 900. This is a state-of-the-art vacuum cleaner with full interactive mapping, carpet detection, increased power, and an improved design. The Deebot 900 is the first robot with LiDAR in the company's lineup. It retains an accurate map on which vertical walls, target, and restricted areas can be set. The models are located independently. The dust collector under the lid and the tank is inserted in the back, so the Deebot 900 can simultaneously vacuum and clean the floor. For dry cleaning, a turbo brush is used, but they put a direct suction unit in the box. It's better suited for smooth floors. There's no data about the power, but in fact it's not too high. The maximum that the robot can do is to clean the surface of a thin carpet. Deebot 901 is a model with a similar design and characteristics as the Deebot 900, but there are a few important differences. The Deebot 901 is not as bulky, so it can get under furniture better. The body height is 95 mm versus 102 mm for the Deebot 900. This reduction in size was possible due to the refusal of wet cleaning and reducing the dust back to 350 ml versus 450 ml in Deebot 900. Deebot 901 automatically divides the map into rooms. The Deebot 901 has a more powerful battery, 3000 mAh versus 2600 mAh for the Deebot 900. The Deebot 930 takes the best from the Deebot 900 and 901. It divides the map into rooms, boosts power on carpets, and bypasses them during wet cleaning. And so you don't have to circle them forbidden areas. There's a transport handle on the body, comes in handy for carrying the vacuum cleaner over a high threshold into the bathroom. In fact, this is a very useful innovation. Given the weight of the robot 4.6 kilograms, the battery is even more powerful, 3200 mAh, and soft wings were added to the nozzle. They improve grip on the floor and increase the efficiency of dry cleaning. But the suction power has remained the same, about 1000 pascals. The Deebot 930 cost $580 at the time of last sale. The Deebot 920 differs from the Deebot 930 in increased suction power. It's now 1200 pascals, and the vacuum draws the grit out of thin carpet better, and can even surface a medium carpet. For this purpose, the clearance has been increased to 20 mm versus 16 mm for the predecessors. The battery charge is used more economically. In normal mode, Deebot 920 works for 130 minutes. The application now stores several maps, and so the robot is convenient to use in multi-level rooms. The Deebot 950 is an even more powerful robot. When you select Max Plus mode, the suction power increases to 1500 pascals. This is already enough to clean carpets with medium pile. The battery capacity is increased to a premium 5200 mAh. On one charge, Deebot 950 works up to 200 minutes and can clean large houses. If necessary, cleaning will resume after recharging. The price tag for this model ranged from $450 to $800. The updated N series presents modern robots with enhanced functionality, a powerful motor or an advanced wet cleaning system like Deebot N9 Plus. Deebot N7 is the simplest and most affordable robot in the series. It costs more than $200. The design and construction remain the same as in the 900 models. A turbo brush and two side brushes are responsible for dry cleaning. The suction power is significantly increased and now is 2300 pascals, and so Deebot N7 can be safely used on medium-sized carpets. A spare accessories and direct suction block were removed from the delivery set, and so you will have to service the turbo brush frequently on a smooth floor. Deebot N8 is almost a complete copy of Deebot N7. Only two aspects are different. First, Deebot N8 has plugs in the bottom so you can connect a self-cleaning station. The N7 has no such option. And the second, the Deebot N8 allows you to adjust the power, weighting, and number of passes of each room, while the N7 has only the entire apartment. Deebot N8 Pro is a more current version of the robot, which is much easier to find at various sites. The Professional differs from the basic N8 version in suction power, which has increased from 2300 to 2600 pascals. Deebot N8 Pro picks up debris of any fraction, cleans slots up to 8 mm deep, pulls dust out of the carpet. The second important difference is the updated navigation. Instead of infrared sensors in the bumper built a 3D sensor. Its advantage is that it helps the robot to bypass objects that are not in the detection zone of the LiDAR. Wires, slippers, scales, pet feces and other objects. It should be noted that the system doesn't work perfectly and often identifies carpets as obstacles. The Deebot N8 Pro Plus differs from the Deebot N8 Pro only in the self-cleaning station that is included. The cost of the complete kit is about $700. Deebot N9 Plus is fundamentally different from the other models of the N series. The robot is equipped with two mops and rotate and scrub away dirt on the floor. In the process of cleaning, they are moistened from the built-in tank. 180 ml. At selected intervals, Deebot N9 Plus stops at the station and rinses the mop. For this purpose, the station has two tanks for clean and dirty water. The turbo brush unit is the same as in other Ecovacs models, but the end brush is only one. Instead of the LiDAR, an overview camera is used. Accuracy of navigation has decreased, but the height of the body has decreased 85 mm, and so now the robot goes under the furniture better. The price tag is about $900. The T series is close in functionality to the N series, but still more varied. There are many models for different purpose, with object detection and recognition, with mop and broom, with different types of self-cleaning. Deebot OZMO T5 is a classic robot with LiDAR, designed for preventive cleaning. The kit as before includes a turbo brush and a nozzle, so you don't have to bother with maintenance on smooth surfaces. The suction power is moderate, 1500 pascals, enough to pick up any debris from laminate flooring and for surface carpet cleaning. The battery is premium 5200 mAh. On a single charge, Deebot OZMO T5 works from 90 to 200 minutes, and so it is suitable for large homes. In addition, the robot stores up to 3 maps in memory. You can switch between different levels without zeroing the map. There's zoning into rooms, a function to bypass carpets during wet cleaning. Another important feature is the compact body. Its height is 93 mm. Deebot OZMO T5 can be purchased for $550. Deebot OZMO T8, the same as T5 but with improved navigation. Instead of IR sensors, it used a DTO sensor to detect obstacles. It detects obstacles the size of a matchbox and guides the robot to a detour, a useful feature if you don't have a neat cat in the house. You will have to pay at least $560 for this model. Deebot OZMO T8 AiVi is an improved version of T8. It uses an active camera instead of the DTO sensor. It's not just determines the presence of an object on the floor, and the contours of the object is recognized and displays it on the map with an icon. Deebot OZMO T8 AiVi recognizes objects such as toy, excrement, wires, socks, and more. Another advantage of the front camera is the intercom mode. You can remotely connect to the robot and look in through its camera. Drive around the apartment to make sure everything is okay. The price tag for the Deebot OZMO T8 AV ranges from $800 to $920. The Deebot OZMO T9 continues the ideas behind the T8. Overall, the design remains the same, with a dust pan inserted under the lid, a DTO sensor in the bumper, and two side and center brushes under the bottom. The design of the wet cleaning container has been improved. It now has a compartment for air freshener, where you insert Ecovacs scent tablet. One is included in the kit, and also added a separate vibration module to the kit. It's advisable to use it in very dirty areas, for example in the kitchen. Deebot OZMO T9 Max is a more powerful version of T9. The suction force was increased to 3000 pascals, and now the robot copes with cleaning better, especially on thick carpets. Deebot OZMO T9 AiVi is the most expensive and technologically advanced T9 assembly. The suction power is the same as the T9 Max, 3000 pascals, but the working unit has been improved. Ecovacs copied it from Roomba i7, a large floating bell, which accommodates two roller extractors. They rotate in opposite directions, scouring the carpet and directing debris into the duct. With this system, the vacuum works equally well on smooth floors and carpets and clean up dog bedding fast. The DTO sensor has been replaced by an active camera like the T8 AV. The robot recognizes objects on the floor and shows them on the map. Dust collector was reduced from 420 to 330 milliliters, but it's not fundamental because the robot comes with a self-cleaning station. On AliExpress, Deebot OZMO T9 AV can be picked up for $670. The Deebot T10 comes in two variations, the Deebot T10 Turbo and the Deebot T10 Plus. Deebot T10 Turbo is equipped with standard dry cleaning tools, its side brushes and central turbo brush. The suction power is 3000 pascals. The robot is suitable for cleaning medium carpets. Wet cleaning has been upgraded. Mops are installed under the bottom, which wash dirt through rotation. Theoretically, Deebot T10 Turbo stops at the docking station and rinses them in a special ribbed tray. At the same time, the dust canister must be cleaned manually, and the vacuum cleaner doesn't have a built-in tank. If the robot is parked for recharging, the station not only rinses, but also dries the mop with a hair dryer to prevent mold from forming in the tray. The robot's IQ has also been refined. Using the front camera, it recognizes furniture and automatically arranges it on a 3D map. The average cost of this model is $800. Deebot T10 Plus differs from T10 Turbo only in wet cleaning and docking station. Deebot T10 Plus has a traditional vibration mop and a built-in tank. You need to fill it and rinse the mop by hand, but the station pumps the collected garbage into a disposable bag. If dry cleaning is primarily important to you, it's better to take Deebot T10 Plus. If wet, Deebot T10 Turbo. X series includes 3 robots with innovative functionality. Deebot X1 Plus is designed primarily for dry cleaning. Deebot X1 Turbo for wet cleaning. Deebot X1 Omni, multifunctional vacuum cleaner for all types of cleaning. Deebot X1 Plus successfully uses the experience of the N and T series, but the manufacturer abandoned the 2 rollers, as in the T9, and returned to the classic system of dry cleaning, 2 end brushes and a turbo brush in the center. The suction power increased to 5000 pascals, so the vacuum cleaner works with any coatings and picks up heavy debris. For wet cleaning, there are 2 models, a container with a static mop and fragrance, and a container with a vibrating mop. In the process of cleaning, Deebot X1 Plus recognizes objects with an active camera, gently bypasses dangerous obstacles. The functionality of the app is the same as the T10. After parking at the base, the Deebot X1 Plus pumps the collected trash into a disposable bag. The average price tag is $1,100. The Deebot X1 Turbo is a modification of the X1 with improved wet cleaning. It has mops under the bottom that thread the floor more efficiently than a vibratory mop. When you enter the dock, Deebot X1 Turbo refills the built-in tank, washes the mops, and after finishing cleaning her and dry them with cold air. There's no fragrance dispenser and vacuum cleaner. Otherwise, the functionality is the same as the X1 Plus. On Amazon, the Deebot X1 Turbo can be picked up for $1,350. The Deebot X1 Omni combines the functionality of the X1 Plus and X1 Turbo. Deebot X1 Omni is equipped with a large docking station that performs several functions at once: empties the dust canister, refills the tank with water, rinses the wipes and dries them with hot air. On AliExpress, this model is sold for $1,200. The final choice of vacuum cleaner depends in the first place on financial possibilities, in the second on the main function of the robot, dry or wet cleaning, in the third from design, navigation, functional applications and other features. If you aren't strapped for cash, you can't think too much and just take the flagship Deebot X1 Omni. It will perfectly cope with any task. If you are willing to sacrifice your time and service the vacuum cleaner more often, you can save money and choose something from the T series. If you have limited financial resources, you can look for options from N series, N7 and N9. Take Deebot 920 or 950. These are still premium robots, though with a moderate price tag. But I wouldn't consider buying the older series, because they are largely outdated and inferior to their modern counterparts.